Hello Solimic, have you put the gear shifter on reverse position and feel the sudden jump? This is a common problem with these Nissan Kicks CVT transmissions. You should consider fixing the problem as soon as possible. There is a good chance that the transmission fluid is like this, and the filters are clogged at the same time. So in today's video, we will be removing the transmission pan and replace the filters and fill it up with a new fluid again. The transmission doesn't have a dipstick, so it's not like other cars to check the level of the oil. But after watching this video, you will be able to do this at home from draining, replacing filters and filling up with the new fluid to the correct level without taking your car to a service and save some money. The transmission is CVT on Nissan Kicks, so we need CVT fluid from Nissan NS3 type, side filter and transmission pan filter. These are both side paper filter. This is the original high quality one and this is the aftermarket bad quality. You can see the difference side by side. So we will use the original one, but I wanted to show you the difference. Never use low quality paper filter, because over time there is a good chance that small piece of the paper filter comes off and clog the oil flow of the transmission. O-ring for the side paper filter cup, transmission pan filter, and for cleaning I use brake cleaner spray. So before getting under the car and drain the transmission oil, it's better to locate the fill-up plug, which is this black plastic. It's not a dipstick because we cannot measure the oil level with this, but I will show you in a minute. But taking it out, not like other cars you just pull it, we will need a small flat screwdriver. There is a small tab, you just have to push it and then pull the plastic. And here is where you have to push the tab and pull the plastic. So the idea of removing fill-up plug first is very important, because if you already drained the fluid but you cannot remove the fill-up plug, now you don't have any fluid in the car and you cannot fill it again. That's why it's important to remove the fill-up plug first and then drain it. Alright, so most of our work will be on the front driver's side wheel. So I'm gonna loosen the lug nuts while the wheel on the ground. Next, let's jack up the front from the subframe and put it on a jack stand, so we can safely and easily walk under the car. When you put the jack stand, make sure to put it under a strong part of the chassis, like here but not here. You can feel it's solid here. And here is for the other side as well. Now I will lower the jack and move it to a side away from transmission or working area and leave it there for extra safety. So before removing the drain bolt, it's really important to wear gloves because you don't want transmission fluid on your skin. Our drain pan is ready. Let's throw it under the car and grab a ratchet and 90mm socket. The oil not draining that much, and the reason for that, there's a steel tube in the drain bolt. Only the overflow will be draining. This will also determine the right amount of fluid in the oil pan and the excessive will be drained out. But you can remove it with a 6mm Allen key. Looking at the oil, it's completely black. I know CVT fluid NS3 on this Nissan Kicks is green, but it's nothing close to green now. Alright, moving on, we're gonna remove the front driver's side wheel and put it under the car for extra safety. The paper filter located behind this cover, so we have to remove all the plastic tabs to remove the wheel well and get access to the filter cup. And here is the paper filter cup. We will get back to it after finishing up everything with the oil pan. Now we need a ratchet and 10mm socket, so we can remove all the 10mm bolts on the oil pan. Next we will remove the filter. It's bolted on with 3 10mm bolts. Now we can pull it out just like this. Nissan separated transmission filters from each other, so you don't have to remove the transmission oil pan every 30,000 miles and drain the fluid. Replace the side filter similar to an engine oil change. In the manual it mentions after 60,000 miles, but this car has 40,000 kilometers and it looks like this, so I recommend changing every 30,000 miles and replacing the side filter as well. By looking at the sludge on the magnets, it tells us that the side filter is clogged now. That's why I had a sudden jump when I was putting the gear shifter on reverse position. Now I'm gonna take my time and wipe as much as I can and then use brake cleaner to clean all that, including the magnets. Don't forget to tighten the overflow steel tube back and temporarily put the drain bolt back on. The gasket doesn't have any crack or damage on it, so I cleaned it and I'm gonna use it again. Okay, let's put the new filter on, but take a note before putting it back. Look for any remaining o-ring over there, otherwise you will have 2 o-rings and it won't sit flush. I'm gonna use some oil and loop the o-ring and put the new filter on. Now we can tighten the 3 10mm bolts. wiping any leftover oil so the gasket sits on clean and dry surface. That way provides better seal. Now I will put the bolts back and tighten them up with a small ratchet, so I don't have more leverage to damage any bolt. Now we are done here. Let's move to the side of the transmission and remove the 10mm bolt for the filter cup. Next we have to twist the cup counterclockwise and pull it out, but most of the time it's stuck and not going to be able to pull it out with your hand, so I'm going to use long handle pliers and pull it out. And here's the transmission paper filter. We're just gonna have to pull it out like this, and you don't have to use any type of cleaner over here. You only have to wipe it off with a microfiber towel. If any type of cleaner you will use here, it will get inside the transmission, so that's not a good idea. So only wiping with microfiber towel is enough. Looking at the filter side by side, it's completely black. Next I'm gonna clean the filter cap with brake cleaner and replace the o-ring with a new one. Now we can put the new filter on and put the cup back. Don't forget to loop the o-ring of the cup. You just have to push it in and twist it clockwise. 10mm back on and tighten it up. So after putting the cup back and tightening everything, now we can use the brake cleaner and clean everything off. In case if there is any oil leak, it will be more visible. Now our work is completely done here. Now we're gonna put the wheel well back and put the clips on. Next the side cover, and then put the wheel back on and tighten the nuts. Next I will bring the jack in the middle of the subframe and jack up the car again. Removing the jack stands under the car, now we can lower it on the ground. Let's not forget to torque the lug nuts. Now we are completely done here. Now it's time to put a new fluid CVT NS3 in the transmission. Let's grab the funnel. We're gonna have to put all the 4-liter in the transmission. You can also put 4.5, but you're gonna have to drain the overflow a lot later. And I found out that 4-liter is perfect for draining, so you're not gonna waste so much oil with draining the overflow. And I will show you how to drain the overflow in a minute. It's always a good idea to make a hole on the can with a screwdriver so you have smooth oil flow like this. And here's the two types of the flow, one with the hole and the other without it, so you don't make a mess when you're pouring in the funnel. Alright, we put all the 4-liter, now we're gonna take the funnel and put the plastic cover back. So we are completely done here. Now we're gonna turn the engine on and let it idle for a while. Now the engine and the transmission got a bit warm, we can shift the gears. With the first shifting you will feel a bit of jumping, but after doing the second and third time it will get better and better. Now we're gonna bring it back to parking position and do the overflow draining. So with the overflow draining process, the engine has to be on and the car has to be on a flat surface. Now we can open the drain bolt and drain only the excessive fluid. You can see not much oil came out because it was the correct level. Now we will put the drain bolt back and tighten up for the last time. Again we're gonna spray some brake cleaner and wipe everything off so it can be visible if we have any leaking oil. Now the gear shifter way softer than before changing the oil and the transmission filter. I don't have that sudden jump anymore. So after changing any oil of the transmission or engine, it's better to turn on the engine and look under the car for any leak. Now we don't have anything, we are all done. And here is before and after oil and filter change. You can see how the camera is shaking when I put the gear shifter on reverse position. And here is how to replace CVT transmission fluid and the filter on Nissan Kicks. Hope you guys found the video useful and learned something new. If it was, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.